Hello everyone, I am Angeline Faustino from grade 9 St. Catherine Labore, and today I am going to be presenting to you my chemistry project. And this is a series from Hydrocarbons, and as I have mentioned, this is my performance task for second quarter, and I hope you'll learn something by the end of this video. So, a brief introduction for what is hydrocarbon. Hydrocarbons is composed of hydrogen and carbon. Combined is hydrocarbon, and this is also the basis if a element or a particular um, object is organic or inorganic. And I'm going to give you a sort of like a wider view or wider definition of how hydrogen really affects our lives is that these small elements or these small compounds can be seen anywhere and mostly anywhere, everywhere, sorry, and it can actually lead to death. How something small can actually make impact. And I'm going to be showing to you how do they really do that. At what point does hydrogen or hydrocarbon really affect our life and lead us to danger? So, I have gathered here some products that contain hydrocarbons that we are unconsciously using, um, and we don't really know that it has or contains hydrocarbons. First is an LPG or gasoline. This is seen in mostly all households um, in the world because it is a necessity these days. It's needed to be able to thrive and survive, to eat, and so that actually contains hydrocarbons. And the second one that I found really unusual is cosmetics. Whether you like it or not, makeups thus contain hydrocarbons, and this can lead to skin damage, skin diseases. And I think the best way to prevent hydrocarbon related diseases is to just not wear makeup, try to show that natural, good looking face. And the third product I have found is that paint. It does contain a lot of hydrocarbons, and one of the most um, uh, in in many cases that I have found or read about, it is all because of paint, because of the aroma of paint. And I'm gonna be showing to you why does paint actually cause diseases by hydrocarbons. So, what makes hydrocarbons dangerous? Hydrocarbons has its own toxicity just like every other element out there, but just hydrocarbons, we're talking about that right now. They're classified as either aromatic or aliphatic. These are typically the chief components in many types of fuels and products used every day. As I have said, gasoline is needed for everyday life, and it actually has aliphatic and aromatic. So there are four types of hydrocarbons. There is alkanes, alkenes, alkynes, and aromatic hydrocarbons. So I have also gathered that there are hydrogen that has its own structural classes. I think these are four, but I couldn't find the other one. So I'm just going to give you out three definitions from them. So first, I have already mentioned is aromatic. These contain a benzene ring. This is one of the most toxic hydrocarbons out there, and are used in solvents and glues, but also in paint and paint remover. Second is aliphatic, petroleum distillates found in polishes, lamp oils, and lighter fluids. This is more of a liquid type of hydrocarbon. And then the last is terpene. This is found in turpentine and pine oil. Some of these hydrocarbons may be found in various mixed forms and used as an aerosol spray propellant. This is used mostly in farms or in the agricultural industry. And I have read about that aerosol spray propellant is also used in the household, so it's also a necessity for people who are at risk at pests. So aerosol is mostly seen in a brand called Bygone, and that is actually one of the reasons why hydrocarbons is um, very deadly. But if people really are cautious or want to take precaution, they just wear gas mask, which they normally would. So, hydrocarbons causes diseases. So, from all the cases that I have seen out there, or for based on research, is that hydrocarbons affects our pulmonary system most because of inhalation. When it comes to inhalation, people just tend to just smell and breathe, and that's just the way of life. But they they are very unaware that they're inhaling hydrocarbons in a way that is abnormal. So I have here three diseases. First is hydrocarbon pneumonitis. It's just like pneumonia, but it has a name that has hydrocarbons to say that this disease for that affects the lungs just like pneumonia does, and but it's from hydrocarbons, which is a whole bigger type of disease. So the second is neurologic problems, just like to other drugs out there. When you sniff it, you know, inhalations, um, or inhalants. When you have too much of it, you will have this effect in your nervous system, or you know, in your brain. It will affect something neurologically speaking. The third is cardiac arrest because of irregular heartbeats. If you drank gasoline, which I hope you don't, um, this can cause it will pass through the gas will pass that you have intake will pass through your lungs, your heart, and then onto all of your organs. I know people would think that when you drink something, it just goes through your epiglotis and then into your digestive system. But no, if you have intake gasoline, which contains hydrocarbons, it will actually um go past through your lungs, your kidney, your heart. So yeah, if the heart found out or sense that you have intake hydrocarbon abnormally, it will start beating so fast or you know irregularly, as I have mentioned. So recent data shows that over 10,000 children are much affected by hydrocarbon toxicity. As I have said before, paint is one of the greatest or the most common product that contains hydrocarbon, and kids love to paint. They like art, and if they are not supervised by their parents and they just suddenly swallows paint or a block of paint, this will cause a lot of damage for the child. This can cause death, and there are a lot of cases out there in the world that shows that this is because of hydrocarbons and kids die from this. So how are these diseases treated? If the disease is severe, hospitalization is required and treatments will be needed for the patient. But this does not guarantee that it will all go away because hydrocarbons easily adapt to its environment. So when you intake it, it will just basically thrive inside your body, and it'll be hard to undo what you have intake. So the next statement in here is that more of a prevention or advice is that prevent using hydrocarbons too much. Everything should have limits, especially these compound, because even though hydrocarbons is a very good substitution for other elements or resources, too much can really damage our your life. And to be able to take precaution on what is happening in your surrounding, just prevent using something, or if you're not sure what it contains, just don't use it too much because it basically will affect your whole organ or your whole system. So just always remind yourself not to use something too much. So a wider view, this is something that I find really intriguing and alarming, is that I have mentioned in the first slide that hydrocarbons can cause death. But kid you not, hydrocarbons, if abused, can be very capable in destroying our planet. Obviously, hydrocarbons wouldn't be able to responsibly destroy our planet because humans does that. They use hydrocarbons and abusively to a point wherein they're so greedy that they just use hydrocarbons so much because it's cheap, it's a very reliable resource, but everything has limits, especially resources. And hydrocarbons are found in greenhouse gases that are being used widely um, in the world these days. And this can cause global warming. It is causing global warming and can lead to climate change. And this is a very uh, this is a very uh, a very good topic to study more about. You know, hydrocarbons can actually destroy our planet, and it's just found everywhere, and it is very common. Yet it can cause a lot more than we think. So you have reached the end of the video. Thank you for listening or even watching the whole video. And on the side, I have my resources back there, you know, for research. And thank you so much. And have a good day. And I hope you learned something from this video. Bye bye.